Welcome, and thanks for joining me at Faithful Creations. Today, we're going to be working with a project with permanent adhesive vinyl that looks like this. So if you have a permanent adhesive vinyl project as well, feel free to follow along because the tools and the processes are all the same. So now that we got that covered, let's get to cutting. Like any good project, we need to make sure we have the tools in place. So we'll be using our Cricut Explore Air 2. Also, we'll have our 12 by 12 Cricut cutting mat to cut our premium adhesive vinyl, not iron-on, and also the transfer tape to transfer the vinyl. We'll have our weeding tools and our material cutter. Only thing next to do is go to Design Space to design it. Now for Cricut Design Space, we can design our project. So we're going to go ahead up to Canvas. And since we're uploading our image, we're going to go down to Upload, then upload the image. And it's going to give us the opportunity to browse our computer, take a look at the list, and there's our image. Go ahead, open that. Yep, that's what it looked like. So let's hit continue. And we want to take the white out, so we only cut the black. The paid version will do it automatically, but we have the free version. So we'll go down to manual and just click to pull out all of that white till we feel good about it. All right, single layer graphic, because we only have one color. We use black graphic for multiples, but we only had a black right now. Continue. We don't need to change the name. I'm not adding it to a collection, so we can upload it now. Looks good, except I see that's a little too large for our Cricut. So take a look at the dimensions we can cut, and then we'll go over to the size, make sure that the proportions are locked, and then bring it down to a size that will work. Let's go with 11. Now our error is gone, everything looks good. Now I like to change the background canvas color just to make sure that everything looks clean, and it does. So now we can go to make and get ready to send it to the Cricut. Don't want to save the project, we're just going to cut it. Now looking here, the mat is not the size we're using. So I'm going to click material size, change it to the mat that we're using, and then make sure everything's good. You don't need to mirror it because we're not trying to iron it on. So that's tight, and we can go ahead and continue, connect to our Cricut. All right, the Cricut's connected at the right material. We just need to load up our tools and materials so we can cut. Let's go. Now here's the fun part where we get to use our tools in order to pull out all the material that we don't want. So we'll use our cutter, our picking tool, and make sure that we get everything out, which was the same stuff that we whited out when we were using Design Space. So let's go make that happen. All right, now it's time to prepare our canvas or wall. First, we're going to get a measurement of the area where we want to place our project. After that, we're going to do some math from the video link in the description because I'm not making this an algebra video. We're going to get our corners down, then we're going to get our midpoint, and after that, we're ready to prepare the project to transfer. First, we're going to go ahead and cut the transfer paper to the same 12 inches that our cutting mat is. I like to fold the first inch or two back on the transfer paper so that way when I put it on the cutting mat, it adheres to start it out perfectly. Then I turn the cutting mat around so that way when I lay the transfer paper, it's away from myself. Believe me, this is a much easier way. Then I press everything down to make sure that vinyl sticks to the transfer paper. Now, when I feel good about that, I'll go ahead and mark the midpoint of the project to match with the canvas. When everything's good, I'll take the corner of the transfer paper and peel back, making sure all the vinyl sticks to it. If it doesn't, especially the small parts, I'll make sure to push back down on it so that way I have the whole design. Check it out, we're looking good. Oh snap, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and take our design, line up the midpoint of the design with the midpoint that we placed on the wall. Get it straightened out, and then we're gonna press it down to make sure that the vinyl is adhered very strongly to the wall. Once you feel good about that, you can start to peel the transfer paper back from the corner in order to make sure that only the vinyl remains on the wall. We'll go ahead and we'll peel that back, make sure everything looks good, and then take a look at our beautiful masterpiece. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, we did it. We designed, we cut, we weeded, and we placed our permanent adhesive vinyl project, and it looks and feels great. So tell me, did you use this video to create a project of your own? And if you did, let me know. I'd love to hear and see about how I can use the gifts that were given me in order to help others. It really does give me a lot of joy. Another thing that I'm feeling joyful about is our next project that we're going to complete together. So until then, I want you guys to be blessed, and I'll see you when it's time to get the cutting.